This week, Nessa gets horny and wakes up the whole services. David thinks that 9/11 was an inside job, and I wonder, were the Nazis really that bad? Don't know. So let's strap down, let's strap in, and let's do this.
This is just another trucking podcast.
Hello, welcome to Just Another Trucking Podcast. I am your host, Tom, and I'm joined, as always, by my good friends, co-hosts, and yeah, there you go. You guys, hello, Nessa.
Hello.
David.
Howdy.
And sorry we don't have Chloe.
We don't
have Chloe this week, which is, yeah.
We have Tom to blame for that one, actually, because she would have been here, except for Tom.
I bet she wouldn't. She's at a barbecue. There's no way you can get away from a barbecue before 8 o'clock.
She's left an actual bar to actually join our podcast. She was like,
she was absolutely leathered that night as well.
I know she was, but she
fucking
left the bar
that
and she joined us for a podcast.
Absolute hero. She is the MVP. Well, you all are, in fairness. So, how was your weeks? How was everyone this week? How were the roads, Nessa?
Oh crap! Absolute rubbish.
Was it your daytime driving?
I know I'm on nights this week, but they've been horrific.
Why? What's been going on?
Holiday traffic, wobble boxes everywhere.
What, at night?
What's a wobble box?
You wouldn't believe it's a caravan, like a trailer home.
Oh no, there ain't nothing wrong with those guys, because those guys can actually download one of my apps that'll actually help them back up.
Wow,
I absolutely guarantee they won't.
Plugging.
I guarantee they won't.
They think they know it all already.
Yeah.
Don't they?
They absolutely won't.
So, like my commute yesterday, for instance, I was supposed to be at work for 4 o'clock, and I got there at 6:30, and it's a 50-minute commute. Generally,
just very quickly, David, mine and Nessa's issue with the wobble boxes isn't them reversing; it's them going forwards. That's the fucking issue.
Forwards, yeah.
I'm sure they can reverse just fine, and yes, if they want to, they can definitely download my RV skills. But
I think so, yeah.
That does not help me and Nessa out on the fucking road. They need to drive forwards better and faster. Mm-hmm. But also as well, make sure that all of the stuff inside the caravan is loaded correctly so you don't get them doing that fucking snaky thing.
The fishtailing.
Oh, right. Because most of the weight needs to be towards the front of the axles. End, yeah. Have you seen that?
Is it 70-30? Is that right? Am I saying 70?
I actually don't know. I don't know. Have you seen that like a toy car or whatever on a treadmill where they were able to?
Yeah. So one of the best examples I've ever seen.
It really was
that is great,
good.
Isn't it? Because they put the weights at the back and it fishtails, and they move them to the front and it stays straight.
Yeah,
that's a bloody brilliant example.
I wonder how many people that demonstration saved. Because that is like, you ask people about loading weight, everyone always quotes that one and it's a U-Haul one, isn't it? Showing people, and it is very, very good. Like, it shows exactly what you're supposed to do.
I had a speed wobble. I did have on a U-Haul. I was going down I think my wife actually witnessed this too, because she was behind me in her car while I was pulling an RV trailer, and the hill caught me a little bit, so I was going a little bit too fast, and all of a sudden I could see my trailer going wobbling left and right. It's just I have 100% confidence in a truck and trailer, as in like a semi-truck and trailer, but throw me onto something where I was the one who put it together. I was the one who loaded it. I was the one who did everything. And it's like, I don't know if I trust myself. You know what I mean? It's just, there's something about it. Again,
I might be an idiot.
Yeah, how are you supposed to do 70-30? Like, okay, I had a washing machine and a dryer. They were the heaviest things, and I threw them in front. I threw as much heavy stuff in forward as possible, but things just kept on. You know, I loaded up to the brim. Like, you couldn't put another thing in there. You know.
Yeah.
But it was scary. I just made sure that I didn't go over 55 miles an hour for the rest of the trip, which sucks, because then I had semi trucks overtaking me.
Yeah.
You know, like.
I think a lot of people they kind of, because obviously when something dangerous starts to happen, the obvious thing is you stop. But the one thing that you should not do in that situation is stop.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because that's what happens. They see the trailer, the trailer go, the caravan go, and next thing they put the brakes on, and bang, it's gone.
My wife like she just reminded me there as in like where I forgot to lock the trailer. Now she's referring to the northbound trip, not the southbound trip. When I say I forgot
all the stuff in it.
Well, it was all the stuff in it twice, but again, it was because I dropped the trailer, basically. So the hitch.
Oh, I forgot to lock the hitch. You mean?
Well, I didn't lock. What happened was I thought I locked it, but what I did do is that I unlatched it. So the part where the hitch goes onto the ball, all right.
Yeah.
Once you drop it on there, it kind of locks it in position. But what I ended up doing, because I wanted to put a lock there because I'm driving through California. I just felt like every time I was going to stop, the trailer was going to get nicked. All right, so I put a lock on there. All right, yeah. I asked the guy, hey, I want to lock this trailer. All right, how do I lock it? And he says, oh yeah, just put this back and put a lock through it, and like there you go. I didn't realize until way after the fact. That's only when you're parked, when you're not connected to the truck. All right, that way nobody can actually hook it up. But what happened? So yeah, it was a misunderstanding. So basically, I left. I was leaving this driveway that had a really big bump on it. So when I left, the trailer came off, and it was
God.
So I was dragging the trailer with the train.
Lost?
Hold on.
Trying to figure this out.
The point lost. I knew where they were. I didn't lose them. I saw them the whole time. I knew where they were. All right. So there's.
You know what he means.
How many trailers have I dropped? I couldn't tell you. Seriously, I couldn't tell you how many actual.
Wow, that many.
All right. I may have dropped them on my on the frame of the truck. You know, when it wasn't connected to the fifth wheel and it just like clunk. All right. May have just kept pulling out and it dropped to the ground. God damn it, I really shouldn't be teaching truck driving.
I tell you what, the people that are the best teachers are the people who've made the most mistakes.
That's what I feel too. I really do.
Because you can teach others by your mistakes.
We've said this a million times. It is so very, very true. It is something I get out and I check that fucking trailer like 15 times. I'll get in, I'll set off, and I'm like, I'm just going to check that kingpin because I'm not used to swapping trailers over. But so we use extended trailers at work, and so basically what you do is just imagine like there's a beam that runs all the way through it. You can put the brakes on the back, unlock a pin, and you can extend it out, but you can extend it too far, and it will just fall off.
Yeah. Oh God.
So there's now a second thing that I have to double check like several times and apparently that has happened as well with this company. Apparently someone didn't lock it properly, put the brakes on, the back wheels of the trailer stopped, truck kept going, back of it was still there.
No, basically that's a reality for most truck drivers in America because all of our trailers, the axles can slide. All right, and so
all of them.
Basically, let's just say basically, okay? Your general, your van trailer or whatever, or your reefer trailer, even the flatbeds, you can not. Well, anyway, it's just for weight distribution because when you weigh it, it needs to be a certain weight. It can't go over. So I have had this situation where I had a student. All right, so I asked him, I'm like, okay, did you check to make sure that the pins were out? And then we're already driving. I should have asked this question before we took off. But as in like, I asked him like, because basically he may have lifted the lever. When you lift the lever up, the pins go, well, they try to come out, but they have to line up with a hole. So then you're gonna do a bit of a tug test, and then you gotta like drive forward until they actually pop out. And then you're supposed to visually do it. So what happened? Well, he never said, as in like, so did you check were they out? Oh, I never checked that. Okay. What we're going to do right now, we're going to slow down, but I can't have you touch the brakes. All right. I need you to downshift as much as possible. All right. And because right now, I think we were going like 35 miles an hour. If you hit the brakes right now, all right, those axles will fall off the trailer. All right. We don't know. But so he did. He pulled over and he wasn't slowing down. We were going around 5 miles an hour at this point, and then he hit the brakes and all of a sudden, boom, meaning as in like it was just enough to where the axles did slide to the back, but we were going slow enough to where it actually stopped. So it was a good thing what I did.
Yeah.
But it was a bad thing that I didn't actually ask him before we took off. It was just more of like, there's a million things you do before you take off. You got to like log on. You got to change your status. You got to do this. You got to do that. You know what I mean? It was just more of like, he was going towards the end of he just kind of like forgot. But yeah. So no damage done. But it was a good learning lesson, and that's something that he'll never forget either. You know, just because you lift the lever up does not mean that the pins are out. Anyway, so there we go. How many people did we lose in that story? Fucking trucking stories.
What do you mean trucking stories? I like trucking stories.
We don't want trucking stories on this trucking podcast.
Not another trucking podcast.
Oh yeah, no, completely. Totally. Should I talk about my topic that I kind of want to talk about?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sure that's all you're thinking about right now. When is David going to shut up so I can talk about my topic?
I mean, basically, yeah. I mean, just like a bit of a light topic. Was Hitler that bad?
No, not really. God. No, he was against smoking. That was it. Sorry.
Okay.
I can't think of it.
Well,
yeah.
Right. So we briefly talked about this. So you came on the Discord, and we briefly talked about this, and it's. Because obviously there's this cancel culture, because like people get cancelled because they've done something, and it got me thinking. But there's a lot of things that have been done or that are good, and if the person's not directly benefiting from it, should we not enjoy them things? It's like what got this started was we were talking about lost profits, and turns out I was unaware of this.
What's lost profits?
It's a band. It's like a band.
It was a rock band.
Well, no, it's still. Well, I mean, the Lost Prophets still have like songs, don't they? Like you can still listen to them.
Yeah. Okay, but, so I'm sure are they being cancelled right now?
It's okay. So Ian Watkins turns out massive pedo, like massive pedo. I was unaware of this.
This is a person in the band, is it? Did I hear that correct?
I think he's been jailed, and he's not going to get any money from like if you listen to any of the songs. Like generally, like let him rot in prison. Hopefully that he meets that. You know, remember that child killer? Oh no, not the child killer, the pedo murderer. Have you ever seen that on YouTube?
Well, he was as in he was killing pedos. Or...
No, basically, it's this court case with this guy. And the judge is like, can you tell us what happens? And he goes, well, the guy killed a kid or did something to a kid. And he was trying to justify it to me. So I knocked him out and I killed him. And he's just saying it so matter-of-factly. It's fucking amazing.
I'm like, I don't know why I'm here. I did good. Why am I...
The guy was just like, well, this is what happened. Don't give a fuck. Come at me, bro. Didn't care in the slightest. Absolute hero. But hopefully he meets that guy. But still... should we not enjoy that music? Is it kind of wrong? Because I've got some examples with like the Hitler stuff. So
okay, I'm looking forward to these Hitler stuff.
Right. So the Nazis, Fanta. Should we not drink Fanta?
Ooh.
I drink a lot.
I presume you're getting at that he created Fanta.
Well, yeah, the Nazis created Fanta.
You're saying it like it is common knowledge.
Well, no, but my point being, just because it's this kind of thing of like, just because someone has done something bad, if they're not benefiting from it, as in they're not getting, like, as an example, Fanta, you have no idea like the Nazis had anything to do with it. You're not drinking it and thinking, yeah, Hitler's great, but you're drinking it and thinking, yeah, I like Fanta. Is it bad for you to do that, even though it's nothing as far as you... Just because someone creates it. I mean, like, look at Ford. Henry Ford. He was like a massive... Like, he was a crazy, like, xenophobe, wasn't he? Like, he was, like, well up in, like, the Nazis. But I own a Ford. Good car. Really like it.
Oh shit. So do I.
I own a Ford as well.
Exactly. Like, what about Volkswagen?
I think you're onto something there, Tom.
So
I think you're onto something.
With the cancel culture stuff... I mean, okay, so say for instance, what's the is it R. Kelly? Is that the guy that peed on a kid?
Yeah. He's gone to jail recently. Yeah.
Right, but if he's benefiting from that and he's getting money from that music, obviously do not do not listen to it. Boycott that shit because you don't want him getting money. But like, say for instance, Mein Kampf, yeah.
Who?
If you buy a copy of Mein Kampf, that goes directly to like Holocaust survivors. So it's not benefiting them. It's not benefiting like Hitler or the Nazis or anything like that. It's benefiting someone good. I by the way, I'm not saying go and buy Mein Kampf. That's not what I'm saying. Please don't soundbite that one. That sounds so fucking bad. But I don't know. That was my kind of point.
I know. I think it's a very good point. That at least you came to the show a little prepared in your examples. I appreciate that.
I've got them on my phone just here. I'll be honest with you. Don't think I've like done like loads of research.
Well,
I've just gone and Googled. In fact, I'll tell you what I Googled: Nazi inventions. I know that. Like, that's all I've Googled. And if you look, it's just brought a list up straight away. Because
maybe you should. Did you do incognito or anything? Did you? Because now
Google's
going to remember that search.
Oh, it will. It will.
Why the Nazis were great. There you go. Something else.
Well, now we're getting cancelled.
Another example is Michael Jackson. A lot of people were like, I love Michael Jackson's music, but should I be listening to it?
I mean, Michael Jackson, fucking like so talented, and the guy, I will say, he clearly like his childhood. That lad's like was broken, and he snapped, didn't he? I mean, that was one of them things where is it nurture nature thing, isn't it? And like the nurturing just broke the lad, but so incredibly talented, some incredible music. Should we not enjoy that? Where does cancel culture? Where should it start and where should it end? I mean, obviously with the R. Kelly thing, because that is going. If that money is going to him or to his estate where he can then access that, then no, boycott that shit. Fair enough. But at what point are we allowed to enjoy these things again? I don't know. But basically, can I listen to the Lost Prophets without feeling like a terrible person now? That's what I want. That's my question.
Not for a while. Okay, now my wife does bring up something. She brought it up somewhere, and I think I've lost it already. Leah, love the art, not the artist. All right.
Yes. Exactly. So, that's the same thing.
This subject. It's just, go on.
It's just if the artist is making money, maybe not. Maybe go ahead and boycott them until they're not making some money and profiting from it. Sorry, Ness.
The problem is, it seems to be that like talented people turn out to be like smegheads. Or a lot of them do, anyways. Some of them do.
Because they're in the public eye, it always seems a lot worse.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But if it was somebody like your neighbour down the road, it's like this sort of thing happens every day. Do you know what I mean? But when it's someone in the public eye, it seems to blow up more. This Ian Watkins from the Lost Prophets, he's from a town local to me called Pontypridd. The whole band are from there, actually. Yeah. He actually attended the same college I went to.
No.
And yeah. So I distantly know the family.
Of course
so
you do,
a lot of people.
Wales. Because fucking Wales. Of course you do.
It's literally walking distance from where I used to live. And it just came as a shock to everyone, in the whole town. And I mean, the rest of the lads, they completely disbanded and just disconnected themselves from the whole Lost Prophets thing straight away. And they started up a new band. But to be honest, I felt so bad for them because they've put as much work in as Ian did.
Exactly. But what if the royalties are going to them three? And not to him.
Yeah.
Is that okay at that point there? I don't know, it's one of these things where cancel culture has gotten like so I don't want to say it's got out of hand, but I don't know where the rules are anymore. Things have changed and I've got older and it's not things aren't as easy as they used to be.
Oh,
Tom. It used to be so black and white. Now it's all grey. I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another thing, is it? When is it too far for this and that?
Okay, what about J.K. Rowling? There's one for you. I fucking love me some Harry Potter. Love me some Harry Potter. But should I boycott something like that?
What did she say again? She wasn't a fan of homosexuality or something?
It's trans, I believe it was.
Trans?
It was a trans thing she was going after. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, her comments, not great, not very appropriate, and she should
What
definitely...
were they, though?
I think, I don't know, it's basically like saying that, something like... It was basically saying something like... Fuck, Nessa, help me out here, for fuck's sake, I'm floundering.
I'm just searching it now.
No, how about this thing too, right? I find it someone I respect, someone I love, again, someone who made the last over 15 years a lot more entertaining was those Harry Potter audiobooks. All right. When you have a respect for somebody or whatever and what they've done, you find it hard to, it wasn't that bad. But if it's someone you hate said the exact same things, it'd be like, oh, what a prick, blah, 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 blah. But
I tell you what, what's that BBC reporter called? The BBC anchor.
That dude? We all know who you're talking about.
Is it Hugh?
Hugh Edwards, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know who that is.
I really like Hugh Edwards, and when I heard that again, because I really like him, and I kind of in my head I downplayed
what did he say?
It a little bit. I think he was messaging someone underage or something like that. He was like,
okay.
Turns out not great, but then in my head I downplayed it a little bit because I really do like him, but then I'm like, well, shit, I can't really do that, can I? Because it's Philip DeFranco says something which is you've got to turn it around. Like say for instance with sexism or something like that, if you hear a statement of like this person did this to that, like so this person made these comments to this woman, or this woman made these comments about to a guy. If you swapped it around and thought it was a guy saying it to a woman, would that be then well out of order? And if it is, then it's not okay, is it?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Now, why are people allowed to have an opinion anymore? Like, are we not allowed to think certain ways?
Yeah.
All right. Why can't J.K. Rowling? Yeah, as in like, this is kind of how I feel. I'm sorry. I like blah 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 and all that kind of stuff. And like, it's just just because you're in the spotlight doesn't mean that you have to also agree with everyone else. You know what I mean? You should have your own opinion. All right, you should be able to like something and not be hated for it. All right, I don't know.
People don't have to agree with you just for you to be allowed your opinion either. You can have a difference in opinion and still be okay with that.
Because a lot of the time too, it's just that we are a product of our age or whatever that is. You know what I mean? It's hard to change overnight. I'm still grooming myself in a way of understanding the whole trans community and the LGBTQ. All right.
Yeah.
Like I'm not in it. I'm not, my thoughts are like, oh, I fucking hate that shit and all that kind of stuff. And like, it should be terrible and they should be, rip or whatever it is. And I'm like, okay, I'm soaking it in. I'm like, and I'm still getting to like, all right, eventually I'll be fine. Eventually I will get, not used to it, or I'll be more understanding or more empathetic and all that kind of stuff. But they get my vote. They'll always get my vote.
Yeah,
you know
society expects us to be able to change the way we think overnight, but these things take time, don't they, to adjust to get used to for it to become normal.
Yeah, it's just those people who flat out think it's wrong completely. Just you know what I mean, as in like they hate it so much, and like no, that's okay. Well, that's a bit of a problem, I think. But
yeah,
anyway,
just quick, was this actually right? It's a bit the saying on trans stuff here. So I wonder if it's her tweet, because her tweet was, people who menstruate, I'm pretty sure there used to be a word for those people. Someone help me out. And she goes, Wumben, Wimpund, Womand. And basically trying to make a thing of like, but is that a trans comment, or is that the this whole thing of I identify as a tree?
Okay, yeah,
like,
well, basically...
Is that what she's trying to say?
Well, what she should have said, female. And that is a straight up fact. Then once if you say the word female, well, there's no argument with that. Yeah. No, there's a difference between a female and a woman. Because you can be, you know what I mean. When you're a woman, anybody can choose to be a woman, but you can't choose to be a female.
Right,
female is something that is what was written down on your birth certificate.
Well, apparently, your missus is saying that she doubled down on it later. So maybe I'm talking bollocks.
What are we talking about here now in this one?
JK.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, she doubled down on it. Oh, okay, I get you. But anyway, you know what I mean. So, as in, like, but usually the argument they never bring in the whole male female. They always, because that's not a gender, that's a sex. It's gender equality where you can choose. Again, a lot of people are forgetting that. You know, when they give their facts or they give their statements, you just got to like make sure you understand which is which. You know, between sex and gender. But anyway, that's yeah. Wow. I don't think we're getting cancelled, are we, for what we say?
I don't think so. I mean, it's opinion, isn't it?
Yeah. I think people should have their opinion as long as it doesn't cause, I wouldn't say anger, but as long as it doesn't cause violence or it doesn't cause, yeah. But anyway.
Reminds me of a, I'm trying to think what it was now. 1 second.
Seriously?
Keep talking among yourselves. Let me just Google something very quickly.
No, I don't even know what to talk about. How about can we jump into thanking our sponsors?
Yeah.
Well, basically
our patrons.
Our patrons. You know, is that okay, or will that totally derail the entire thing, Tom?
No.
I can't find it anyways. It was a Stephen Fry comment. I'm pretty sure with like, you have the right to. You don't have the right to be offended. It's about something or something like that. I'm sure it was a Stephen Fry thing, and he was, there is a lot of people who do get offended by stuff, which I don't know. It just doesn't feel like. And the thing is, a lot of the time, with like say for instance, trans people, I think a lot of the people that were getting offended by it weren't actually trans.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
and it's
I remember
there was
that.
a lot. Yeah, and it's one of these things of like I don't know. Okay, so I'm dyslexic, and there's like stand-up comedians like that have made like dyslexic jokes. They're fucking hilarious. It's one of them things that I always laugh at them. But then the people out there who don't have dyslexia who are getting offended by it. There is a small child has entered David's screen.
He muted himself.
Yes. Not sure if I should tell you this, mate. You are aware that your child is very ginger.
He is. Yeah. He is. My other child is quite ginger as well, by the way. I got 2 ginger kids.
Oh, I think I found it online.
What colour hair does the postman have? Because I don't know what colour hair you have.
Very true. Oh, your wife's found the same thing I found, actually. It's now very common to hear people say, I'm rather offended by that, as if that gives them certain rights. It's actually nothing more than a whine. I find that offensive. It has no meaning. It has no purpose. I am offended by that. Well, so fucking what? So, yeah, he's right. If people want to be offended by it, that's their fucking problem, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't know.
So...
But just quickly to go back to it, can I listen to the Lost Prophets or not? That was the original. That was where I was getting at. I know we got sidetracked.
I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no. I mean, this whole court thing of his, that was like 2013, wasn't it? So it was 10 years ago. So where is the point where enough time has passed?
All right. If he gives up his money, his residuals and all that kind of stuff, yes.
Surely he must have been written out.
There should be a court thing that says he can't earn from it anymore. That's what should happen.
Yeah.
I mean, surely the judge goes, like, surely there must be some court case, and the judge goes, turns out, mate, bit of a pedo, so you're not getting any more money. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
All right, exactly like that, and then down with the hammer. Bang! There you go. Bucket.
All right. Cool.
What have we learned here today? What the fuck have we learned here today? I apologise. This is
that we're allowed to have our own opinions. That's what.
Yeah, but not force your opinion on somebody. No. As in, like,
your opinion is your own. Yeah.
No, but if you want to pay someone to voice that opinion, you should definitely do that. What about the Patreons there?
What did you say, Tom? Did I hear that right?
I don't know. I don't know. I was trying to segue into the Patreon thing. It obviously didn't work.
Okay.
It was hilarious, by the way.
It was, Tom. I'm sorry. You know me. I don't really laugh very often.
Also, if you guys listening to this podcast have your own opinion on this, go to our YouTube channel on this particular video and leave us a comment about what you think about the opinions. That would be interesting to hear as well, how many different opinions there are.
Yeah, we'll
absolutely.
say
And
opinions.
And subscribe while you're there, please.
Lost Profits, yeah, subscribe and let me know if I can listen to Lost Profits. Sounds like I can't, but you know, I'll take a. Is it a second?
I think it's okay for us to listen to Michael Jackson because, well, he's not benefiting from that anymore now, is he?
And he wasn't sent to jail either, or convicted of anything.
Yeah, I feel like that was like another O.J.
Don't
Simpson
know.
case.
I will say that neither was Jimmy Savile, but let's be honest, that doesn't actually mean it's a good thing.
That's true. And opinions on the opinions, apparently, as well.
All right. So we have people in our chat right now, where most of them are patrons, and these guys help support our channel, and we're very much grateful. And a part of the deal is that I thank them. So this is...
David genuinely sounds quite nervous at this.
What are you talking about? So in no particular, well, actually, in the particular order is from newest to the oldest. Oh boy. So again, it seems to be a bit every week now that I do in some ridiculous stupid
I want you
voice.
to do the Patreons in a pirate voice.
I was going to do a different voice. Okay, a pirate voice.
You did a pirate voice at the beginning of the show. I want you to do a pirate voice. For
that
all
thing?
all the ones.
That was
Yeah.
okay. All right. All right. Start. All right. Starting off with Jack Goodwin, Matthew James Frosdick, Trucker Soud, Big Mike, Dan M, Hemorrhoid Rager, Ivor Biggin, Justin Reaney, Ginger Mother Trucker, Gavin Williams, Daniel Smee, Stephen Patterson, Chris Ragg, Work Love Play. Sorry, she's not supposed to get that. It's Work Love Play.
Take it back. Take it back.
Charlie Conahan, Arthur Job, Mihal, Joe Rodwell, Neil Reese, Timo, Trucker Colin, and last but not least, our very first patron, Trucker Marty.
Yay!
I like it a lot.
So good. That was so good.
There you go. Okay. That's my ridiculous pirate voice. I do it from this. I do it from the side of the mouth as well. You know, I think it's kind of handy having the Irish accent too, because I always feel like pirates have a bit of an Irish accent going on in them with the graspy voice.
Is it not? Is that not where like pirates are like supposedly from? Because whenever you go to Cornwall, there's all the pirate coves and shit, isn't there?
True.
No one's responding to me there, so
no idea.
I'm wrong. Yeah, no, well. If you do want to join us on Patreon, you can do over on patreon.com/JAPT, is it?
Yep.
Or search Google to Google and search Just Another Trucking Podcast Patreon. And you can come and chat. We're live with us over the weekend, and you can give lots of opinions and comments like Daniel, who's just put a poop emoji. Doesn't help us in any way. But I thought I'd mention it just because
it's ice cream. That's soft serve. That's soft serve chocolate ice cream.
Chocolate ice cream without the cone.
Yeah. It is a shit. It is a shit with a face. Don't know what ice cream you guys are having, but I don't want any of that. And there's also like extra little videos, like behind the scenes, the pre-show stuff, and also me trying to do the intro, which usually takes like more than one attempt.
Because we make him do it out of memory, where he can't actually read it out loud. That's why it's so funny.
It's
because
really bad.
And it turns out he's got a bit of a potty mouth. Yeah,
I have occasionally sworn.
Occasionally, doesn't it? Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to post that actual video.
Yeah,
of you, because
on YouTube.
Right now only the patrons have actually seen that video. And
as long
disclaimer,
as it's very
C-words.
heavily censored. Really heavily
There'll be literally no point uploading it.
There's no censorship. It's all the words are kind of, there was no bleeping whatsoever, dude.
Oh my god, well we're never getting monetization. Oh well.
Anyway, so let's go into our weekly our weekly topic. No, a weekly segment. The facts of life. All right, Tom, whenever you're ready.
Oh fuck! Do I have to?
Hey,
we need to get this recorded.
No, you say that
No,
every week.
I
I
did
feel like
this.
that's part of it too, all right? Oh, I need to get this recorded. Every...
At some point, we'll actually get it recorded, and it'll be one of them ones where, like, it'll just be shit. It'll be shit. Oh, well. Right. The facts of wife. The facts of wife. These are the facts of David's wife. And it was supposed to have, like, a little jingle behind it as well. It was supposed to be really good. Yeah, something like that.
Anyway.
I kind of imagined it. Do you remember what was that witch from like that 70s TV show, 60s, 70s TV show where she wiggled her nose and did stuff like that? Kind of
Samantha something.
Something
Her name
like
was
that, yeah.
It sounds familiar. I can't remember it though.
Something witch.
Bewitched.
Bewitched. That's it.
I knew the ball and chain will get that.
God dang, straight in with that, like
Sabrina the
teenage witch, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Clarissa knows everything. And that's not witch, but that's the same person.
Yeah,
well, she's called Melissa.
Sabrina was much later. But anyway. All right, first question.
How many times does a bee flap its wings in a second?
Oh, wow, that's going to be a
7.
lot.
In what? In a second?
In a second.
Yeah, in a second.
All
right, we have 1,000, says Daniel.
It's not
I got to say 999.
15.
I don't know.
Does it have 2 wings or is it multiple wings?
It's got 2, hasn't it?
Does it?
We always see them in slow motion as they're coming in, but I don't.
They have 2 sets of wings, don't they? I think.
Don't think they do they?
All right, this is obviously a question that no one's really going to get the answer right. So
yeah,
I'm going to say 15. 15. That's my answer.
I'm going to say 60.
All right, I'm going to say 900.
230.
God
wow.
Damn.
Neither of us were anywhere near.
That's a lot.
That's a lot in 1 second, isn't it? But it's noisy.
Tired.
It makes quite a noise, doesn't it? So it makes sense that it's going to be a lot. I didn't think it would be that much.
All right. Next fact.
When were time zones invented?
Yesterday?
Good question. Time zones.
Why were they invented? Something to do with... Oh, I feel like I know the answer to this one. So we have the 1800s.
What did you say? Why were they invented?
No, it's when, I think, isn't it?
Yeah,
it was... Do it again.
When? No, it's when.
No, but did David just say why were they invented?
Yeah. Okay. They were invented. They were created for a reason, hasn't they? People obviously had something to do with England too.
No, it's the time zones. Time zones were they not? Because they'll have been created.
It's got to be when travel started across continents, isn't it? Because they would have noticed the time difference.
Earlier than that. It can't have been much beyond. So when was time invented, for lack of a better word, or the concept of like, because it was a navigation tool. That's why it was that. That's the point of it. The idea is, if you have a clock on board and you're above Greenwich, at 12 o'clock the sun will be directly above you. But if you go further across, and it's at 12 o'clock and the sun is at whatever degrees from the boat, so you know how much further away you are. So it's always based on like 12 o'clock. But I'm guessing, because it'll be when time started becoming a big thing. Because I know that, I think it has something to do with the trains.
Okay.
And I think it's got.
I wonder, are we actually going to get an explanation on this answer? Or we're just going to get a date?
So I think it'd be 1800s. So like 1850s, I'm going to say.
It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I think it's before that. I think it's 1700s.
I think it's something to do with the trains. And I seem to remember that different areas had just like random times. So there was no kind of like, it was just like different towns would have their own like set thing. And then someone came in and standardized it. Because like you could go to the next town over and it'd be like 3 o'clock. And it was to do with trains. And I'm sure it'd be like later on the actual proper time zones. I'm going to say late 1800s is what I'm going to say.
I'm going to say mid 1700s.
I'm going to go somewhere between 2000. Sorry, not 2000. 1601.
Definitely not that late.
It's the 1700s. There we go.
Well, I'm guessing. Right. So we got 16, 17, and I'm 1800s.
Okay, fair enough.
Good answer.
I'm dying to know.
Yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat, David. Press the fucking button.
I did press the fucking button.
What's going on?
All right, wife, can you just give us the answer, please?
No. Get her fucking in here right now and make her do her job. Get in here right now and tell us the answer.
We need it vocally.
Bring a fucking child.
She
bring a
deleted
child.
it.
I don't give a shit.
Deleted it.
Get
Hold
in
on.
this.
I'm getting on Google.
Hold on.
Right.
I literally will just have to. Oh my god, it's a long one too. It's not just an easy answer. 1868, and she had some other shit.
Yes!
She was saying it as well.
Right, get her in here. I need to know about the trains. Was it the trains? Fucking tell her.
No, has nothing to do with trains, Tom. All right, let's just hope I didn't mess up the rest of the audio because I don't actually test these out. Maybe I should. Okay, next question.
Yes, it's to do with the
Which
railway.
country gives the UK a Christmas tree every year?
Oh, it is. Oh, it's not Finland. It's like
Lapland?
What was the question again?
It's like it's either Sweden or Norway, and I can't remember which one it is.
Which country gives the UK a Christmas tree every year?
It makes more sense for it to be Norway, wouldn't you think?
I think it might be.
All right.
Because I think
Okay.
Norway.
I'm going to say wherever Lapland
Yeah.
is.
So, Lapland's.
Norway. So the
I got one
Trafalgar
right.
Square Christmas tree is an annual gift from the city of Oslo.
Hell.
There you go.
Okay. Next question. Yeah.
How much does Google make in 1 second?
Oh my god, it's going to be huge.
This is a very good question. In 1 second. Obviously, we're talking about an average daily second.
Can I Google something else? I won't get Google answer, but I just need to.
No.
I need to know how many seconds are in a year?
Oh, come on, for crying out loud. Put away your bloody... All right, I am going to guess they make $15,000 a second.
How many
All right.
zeros are in a billion?
Well, they make about 300 billion a year, don't they?
All right.
I read that recently. I think it's a bit under 300
It's
billion.
425,600 seconds in a year.
Right, I'm going to
How'd you divide that by that?
I'm going to guess $75,000 a second.
All right. And what do you got, Nessa?
A second.
Every second.
I reckon 500,000.
Ooh, that's yeah, okay.
That's about as much as them people
$658.
them MP. Go on, sorry.
$658.
$658.
$658.
A second. I was way off.
Yeah,
We're all way off.
well.
That's the thing,
Way
here's
off.
the thing. The thing about these facts is that before we would have given like fucking $20 or something, you know what I mean, or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now we're expecting everything to be absolutely crazy, and then now we're always disappointed with the answer then when it actually.
Someone worked out. Do you know them NPC TikTokers?
Oh God, yeah.
No, what's that?
Ice cream. It's basically like it's these.
Thanks for the rose. Thanks for the rose.
Oh,
Makes
right.
me
Yeah.
so angry. Like irrationally
corn
angry.
the cob. Corn the cob. Yeehaw! Yeehaw!
Honestly. I mean, credit where it's due. Credit where it's due. Like the lass has figured out how to. So for those people who
There's
don't know
guys
what
who
I'm
do it
talking
too.
about- Oh yeah, there's all sorts. So basically, this on TikTok on the lives, and you can gift stuff like roses and corn, and these have an actual cash value,
But very
basically
little, like a
gifting-
penny.
No, they're not.
The roses
Some
are
of them
a
are
penny. The roses are a penny, and that's what most people give. All right. Now you can give up to I think the highest amount was $20 actual dollars. Is what because I looked through it because I was trying to figure out like what's the most you can give somebody.
I think that someone was saying that they're getting about $600 an hour.
Yeah,
Some
they
of
can
them.
do that. You know,
Yeah.
I a lot of time I do click on them, not because I want to be entertained. I'm just curious how many followers they currently have right now. All
I
right, 'cause-
anger watch them. Like I'm watching them, but I'm getting angry as I watch them, and I'm very aware that I'm just adding to the amount of views that they're getting, which then I don't know. It's just one of them
But
things. But basically, yeah.
People actually say it because a lot of times you get a video first saying, as in like, yeah, I'm a sellout. I'm live right now, and this is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And because people are making a lot of money, and you know what? I've got rent to pay. So, thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. They smell good. You know, just I guess some of them are doing.
David's going to be doing this now.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
Some of them do it for like six plus hours.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that and just repeating like corn, this. Fucking.
But when they see the amount of money that they're making, they're like, yeah, I'm motivated to keep going. You know, Pinky, I think Pinky Doll was the one who famous put it on his map anyway. You know, but she wasn't the first person to do it. But
no, she wasn't.
You know. Anyway, let's move to the next fact.
Now, how about Apple?
Oh, what was it?
Every second.
Yeah,
every second.
Yeah.
Apple can't be making more than.
What was the answer? What was the answer to the first one to Google?
$658.
Okay, $658, and I think Apple
so
probably
this
made
now, higher or lower.
Now, how about Apple?
So let's go with. Oh, I'm gonna go with $500 a second.
I don't think it's as much as that, like, because Google's absolutely
so is Apple,
is it not?
I've got a feeling it's going to be more, and I don't know why.
You know what? I have a feeling it is too.
I reckon $1,000.
Yeah, and so I'm going to stick with 500, and knowing that I'm wrong in the answer.
I'm going to say 300.
Okay.
I don't think it's more.
1,997.
Yeah,
I was closest.
Holy crap! I did not know Apple made
because
that
they have the
money.
monopoly on 50% of all phones. You know, and all the apps that people make. Like every time someone downloads an in-app purchase on my trucking skills or my European trucking skills or my RV skills,
well, it's not just
that. they get 15% of that purchase. You know,
it's not just that, but it's also like screen repairs because, like, if you just glance at an iPhone screen, it breaks. How many times have you seen an iPhone? And I'm going to ask you just be aware of what I'm saying. How many times have you seen an iPhone and the screen wasn't broken? It's not many.
No. My phone.
Not many.
But
yours is one of the few. It's every single time someone gets their iPhone out, it's like smash screen.
Yeah. Well, my screen is not smashed.
I have an uncracked screen on my iPod.
I don't know if that comes across on the screen, but the back end is cracked. Can you see it?
Watch you drop it right now. Drop it right now and smash that screen.
Did you ever see that video of this dude? He waited. He was like first in line to get an iPhone. And there was like hundreds of people lining up, and he comes out, and the reporters were out there. I'm like, oh, let's take a look at it. And he opens up the box, and he drops on the ground.
Oh, poor lad.
Oh,
yes,
my God,
there was a couple of people dropped it. They opened the box and just slide straight out. It's not packaged very well, is it?
Oh, that's so
terrible. It's designed. It's designed for it to be opened up in the showroom and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's the thing with a lot of these things. I found that they were always designed to be looked at in a showroom. Because I used to work in IT, and all of the laptop screens were like gloss, which gloss screens look great in a showroom, but a matte screen is a lot better for when you're at home because they don't reflect as much. Like I always go for matte screens. Always go for matte screens. I hate high gloss ones. You can't fucking see the bastards.
My mother-in-law,
they look good in the shop.
My mother-in-law, she has an iPhone, but that doesn't really matter. But she had this screen protector thing that you could only see directly in front of you. So when you look off to the side, it darkens.
Oh yeah, it's dark.
But she's the type of person that she loves showing you stuff. So she never points the actual phone towards you. I'm like, what am I looking at? What am I looking at? And I'm like, she's always showing you this thing and this thing and this. I'm like, I can't see it. You you literally have to be like right directly in front of it. And it was just, I don't know, that made me think of that.
I have a product invention that my missus desperately needs. I want to invent a screen protector for your screen protector.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because fuck me, she has been through about 10 this month. The amount that she has to put on that bloody screen, and every single time she picks it because, oh my God, I broke my... Oh no, it's just screen protector. I'm like, for fuck's sake, how are you breaking them? How are you breaking them this often?
They're worth their weight in gold, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They really are, and they're pennies.
I have a feeling that the next question is related. to the other ones as well.
And finally, Facebook. How much do they make per second?
All right.
Oh, wow.
Facebook.
I read about this a few days ago.
Surely, well, so far the trend seems to be they're going up higher and higher and higher, but Facebook's not as they're not worth as much as Google
Fucking
and Apple.
Facebook has so much because the thing is, Facebook, it's not just Facebook.
It's got Instagram. It's got Threads.
Oh shite! So you're basically saying Meta.
People use Threads.
I've used it, but I deleted it. I hated it.
What's Threads?
It's a new
Threads is
social
like
media.
Yeah, it's basically
It's like
it's a new Twitter.
Instagram.
No, you can't say Twitter. It's not Twitter anymore. It's X.
Yeah, it's X now.
Yeah,
Are
and tweets are not tweets anymore. They're X's.
Yeah.
X's.
But yeah, but remember,
He's
never
the worst.
X your ex because
Oh my god.
I've
Threads.
just X'd my ex on X.
Oh, come on, but people are they're not. People are still going to tweet. There's still going to be Twitter. It's still going to be
Threads is like
it's a
Twitter and
re-X.
Instagram in one.
So basically, Zuckerberg just took advantage of the fact that he thought that Elon Musk is being a moron right now. So let's go ahead and capitalize on that.
Oh hell yeah!
Did he think that, or is he being a more? Because do you know that Elon Musk has got an obsession with the letter X?
Well, you
And,
got SpaceX. You got the Model X.
Yeah, mate, he really likes X on everything.
That does actually make sense now, doesn't it? When you point
Also,
it out.
as well, Teslas spell sex.
And
Well,
Ford.
actually, kinda.
Well, actually, hold on.
Because there's Model E, which is a
'Cause
Ford.
Ford ended up killing sexy because Ford already had the Model E.
Yeah, so it's
True.
So they couldn't use that.
S3X is what it is.
I think it's funny. I think it's great
Yeah,
that
I quite
you know
like it.
he can do that kind of stuff when you make that much money, you know. But anyway, okay. I'm going to say $250.
Oh yeah, we're answering something, aren't we?
Yeah,
I'm going to say 10,000.
I'm going
Okay.
to say 3,000.
I hope I'm right.
$81.
Wow!
Wow.
Way off. Way
Oh
off.
shit! She knew exactly what she was gonna do. The thing is, she sat there pissing herself laughing,
she
knowing
is.
what we were gonna do. Yeah. Oh, shit.
All right.
Well played, though.
This is actually
well
the final question, our final fact.
How many islands are there in Japan?
There's got to be at least 2.
No, there's.
I'm not wrong though.
Japan.
There is at least 2.
That's true
All
enough.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ. I don't know.
I'm gonna say
2 billion.
26. I don't know.
In Japan. So around the main island,
But you got to think about you got to think about as an example, what about like Scotland? How many islands are in Scotland? Because
There's
you think,
loads
there's the
surrounding it.
Orkney Islands, and then there's this, but then you start realizing there's
Shetland,
all
yeah.
the little ones, isn't there?
Mm.
And I bet
I
you'd
think
be like
there-
little
there are
islands
still
all around the
islands.
edge.
Now, do we include Japan as an island because it is surrounded by water?
I mean, technically, what isn't an island? It's just how big the
A
island
boat.
is, isn't it?
Sorry. Yes.
Kinda.
Let's go ahead. You
20.
went. What would you go with? 23.
24.
Excuse me.
I'm saying
24.
20.
I'm saying 57.
6,852.
What?
Although the largest 4 islands comprise about 97% of the land area.
I was right. Well, I was closer.
You were not right.
But I was
You
closer.
were absolutely not right at all. Dan, you failed us at 12. Neil, 22. Strongly medicated at 7. I mean, even if you added all of our answers up, you don't
We're
get
still
anywhere
nowhere
near.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I mean, I'm guessing a lot of them are just rocks, aren't they? What's classed as an island? Like these people that say, "Oh, I own an island." I mean, yeah, but how shit
It's a
is
stepping stone.
it? Yeah, exactly. I own this. I can almost put a shed on it, but one of the small ones.
Can you get a fiber optic internet on there? You know,
It almost fit
I
my
can
entire
get
foot.
4G.
Can you get
Not
fresh
5G.
water? Actually, can you get fresh water in those islands? Because
Well,
basically you're surrounded by seawater.
Well,
Like
not
fresh
necessarily.
water only.
No, not necessarily, because some of them will be in rivers. You got to think that there's islands in rivers, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. I'm talking about the ones
the
all
bet-
in
the
Japan.
There's no way that all of them 6,000 are populated.
They can't be. Surely not.
Yeah.
Well, no. I'm just saying, but can you get it? I'm just saying when an island is surrounded by water, like like surely there's no such thing as fresh water on there. Can you dig deep enough to where you get fresh water? I don't, because fresh water comes from rain, which soaks into the earth and stuff, and that's where they get it from.
But again, some of them will be in rivers, won't they?
Apparently,
I mean,
some
like,
of
you
them,
gotta
a
think-
lot of them are made up of volcanoes. Total fresh water, totally fresh water. Okay, so there's fresh water in the volcanoes. There you go.
Who
Damn.
knew? God, you can drink.
That
you
was
can
good
drink
this week.
volcano.
I think I got one right.
Yeah, you're so proud of yourself over there.
I was quite proud of myself for the.
All right.
Well, was right with the train one, wasn't I?
Yeah, it's to do
believe-
with trains. It is to do with
Yes.
trains.
See, I'm the
I
brains
didn't
of
read the
this
whole thing,
operation.
but if you go on Wikipedia, it's on there.
That's close enough. I was right.
That'll do you, won't it?
Happy with that, yeah.
Nessa, did you have something that you wanted to talk about?
Sort of. Sort
Right.
of. I don't know if
Sort
you've
of. You've
known.
You've come on the podcast and you're like, I've not got a topic, but sort of. We can,
Sort of.
I guess we might be able to talk
It's
about it.
more of a moan, to be honest, which is what I do best, okay?
It's what most of us do best, in fairness.
Yeah.
I know my
Um,
wife does. Jesus
well,
Christ.
Someone's
obviously
getting decked later.
the last couple of weeks I've been working day shift, and like some of the other lads I've spoke to said I've picked the worst time to start day shifts because it's the summer holidays and whatnot. And but something I've noticed is the traffic at the moment. I think it's worse than it's ever been because I'm just constantly stuck in traffic day and night, no matter what time of day it is. I'm
Thank
stuck
God
in
you're getting
traffic.
paid hourly.
Oh yeah, it is a good job. But like when I went to work yesterday, for instance, I was supposed to get there to start at 4:00. I didn't get there till 6:30. It was a 50-minute commute and it took 2.5 hours. And it's just
How many
bizarre.
miles?
48.
And it
43,
took you-
sorry.
How
So-
much is that costing you in fuel?
Not a penny.
It's
'cause you
it's
don't live
around £12 a day in fuel.
Fuck me.
£12 a
That's
day
a
in fuel
lot.
to go.
To get
Sorry,
to work
40
and back, it's £6 each
Oh
way.
shit! You're driving. Sorry, okay. You're driving your own personal vehicle,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're getting. Sorry, for some reason I thought you were getting paid hourly to get while you were. Okay, fuck.
That's so much. Have
Basically.
you noticed fuel prices are going back up again?
Yeah. Diesel
Oh, they are.
especially. Diesel
Yeah.
especially.
I know I
It was
shouldn't
at one
complain.
point. It was less than.
Mm.
It went below the price of on some pumps. It went below the price of petrol. I
Yeah,
noticed
it did in
at
my
Aqua
area
Green.
as well. But I think that there's so much more traffic on the road now than there ever has been. So
Yeah.
I think it doesn't matter whether you're working or commuting or going out for the day or whatever. You're going to be stuck in traffic no matter what time of day.
Where's a nice pandemic when you need one?
Oh my god,
That was
traffic
No,
is so
okay.
good.
Amazing.
No.
Yeah.
No, okay, right. We're not made. Let's make that joke. Apparently, the pandemic joke got a worse reaction than the Hitler joke. Who fucking knew about that? Jesus Christ!
Absolutely, no. I'm with you right there. You know, yeah. Is even the a lot of the what's it called, the rivers and the seas and all that kind of thing actually were cleaner because there was no oily
Yeah. I know what you
discards
mean.
or whatever from the boats and all that kind of stuff. You know,
They were saying that marine life was flourishing.
yeah.
But also wildlife as well inland because a lot of the roads, like side roads and private roads and stuff, were almost not used at all, and it's like wildlife took over again. Do you know what I mean?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
To do more people, they need to make a proper shift. Like, forget like all of this. Like, we need to be doing like we need to go towards cleaner energy and shit like that. Well, the first thing we should do is push companies to get people to work from home. How many people, I think we've said this before, how many people could work from home? And basically, if you think, right, you know these big, like the big tower block things in London, how much all of that costs to build? How much, wow, Dan M coming straight in with the Thanos.
Kill half the population.
It will be random.
I know.
You know?
I do
Rich
like
and poor.
He is kind of, you know, it is. It's one of them ideas that you still have to kind of toy with, but you know, but think about like they wouldn't have to build these massive buildings, and they wouldn't have to like these huge tower blocks, shit like that, and then people could live wherever they want to, and they're not driving every single day. Think about how many people need to drive to work in an office where they sit at a desk.
It is silly.
Think about
How many of those
people.
Yeah.
How many of those people could work? Like basically, I mean, just think about it, right? Imagine if someone working in an office and they were told by their company, "Listen, we're going to pay for you to go and buy a desk, get yourself a nice thing. We're going to send you a laptop out. It'll be there tomorrow in the post. Like it'll be couriered to you straight away. Plug it all in, get your stuff. Like later on down the line, if you want to get yourself a nice screen, shit like that, you can do." Think about how much, because the reality is they still have to buy a desk. And then once everyone's already got a little office set up in their house,
some people can't do that though. Some people can't, like, you have kids running around the place. Yeah, you're distracted. You know what I mean? You may not get the work done, but a lot of cases.
But they found
a lot of cases.
COVID, they found during COVID, a lot of like productivity went up. Because people weren't sat thinking about, I need to go and get the kids and like kind of panicking about it. They just go and get the kids.
I definitely think it should be an optional thing though, and not like compulsory.
I think in Ireland they've actually, I don't know if it's right or not, but not that they don't have if you can work from home, you are legally able to do that if you want to. Meaning as in like if you have a computer and everything, I do believe that is the case now in Ireland, but I could be wrong. I heard that from somebody, but I might be thinking about a different country. But it is I don't know. Yeah, it is silly. I personally hate commuting. Who doesn't? It's just a fucking redundant statement.
I fucking hate commuting right now.
You know, but as in I haven't commuted in a long time. Like my pickup truck never gets driven anymore, hardly ever. You know, I think I just fueled up there yesterday. I paid $140, which is nothing compared to what you guys pay. So whatever, I'm not going to get any sympathy from you. But it was months since I fueled up. You know, is the thing. Because of course we have a Honda Fit as well, which is actually a lot better fuel economy. So I'll be driving that thing around mostly. But if on errands, basically it's always just errands. That's all I ever do is just doing errands. I never, you know, because I'll do all my work from my computer, and it is great. But one thing as well is that you got companies out there who pay for office space. Like let's take my wife for example, right? She works from home 3 days a week, and she has to go into the office twice a week. All right, now she has to drive. Her commute to work is 45 minutes in the morning, but it's like an hour and a half on the way home. All right. And it's just completely and utter pointless of her going in. She worked from home for the last bloody 2 years. I felt like maybe more. And it's just, but they have office space. They paid for office space. They still have to have the office space. But I think they have less office space because a lot of time, because they're making the option of people come in certain days. That way they don't have to have that many rooms. They don't have to have that many desks. So that way, you know, you're not going to have the same desk every week or every day, all right? You know?
Yeah. That's
fair. But sometimes they just need to have buildings to with all the computers, with all the networks, with all the servers and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know. And then you get, I don't know. I always feel like her bosses
But the company that your missus works for, I'm guessing that's a national company, yeah? They've got more than one place.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So all they need to have is one building where they have all of the computers, so like all the servers and all of the doodah stuff that they need, yeah? And just connect everyone up. Why do they have to come into the office? What does she do in the office that she couldn't do from home?
Face-to-face meetings. that you can do on Zoom. I understand.
Exactly. I was just thinking of Zoom.
Exactly the thing.
No, there's nothing. There's nothing. I just feel like there was one person in charge who says, "Nah, let's have them come in a couple of days a week. That way they get some FaceTime with some other people." And I'm like, but that doesn't make any sense.
That company should be responsible for them carbon. They should have to offset that carbon.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Because they're making someone use all of that carbon, all of the electricity in that building, all of that carbon should be offset. Or they should have to pay a tax to make people come in. Companies that have an office building and have office workers should be charged for each worker that they make to drive in if they could work from home.
That's a good point.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Do you think in 100 years when technology, obviously we won't be alive for that, but we could actually drive trucks from home if the robots never take over?
Remote control type thing.
Yeah, a remote control type thing.
VR.
Yeah,
Neil just made a good point as well in chat. He said, "Is it not better for the climate for people to work from home when they can?"
Yeah,
that is a good idea because it means less traffic for me because I can't work from home.
Can you protest from home?
Oh, could do. I could hang banners out the window and start screaming things.
But think about it, how much, right? So they're having to upgrade all these different roads. They're spending millions and millions on road infrastructure. They're having to repair roads because of the amount of traffic going through it. Let's reduce the amount.
I'll tell you what I've noticed as well. A lot of the single carriageway roads are being widened to make dual carriageway roads to cope with the volume of traffic. I've noticed that a lot.
Yeah.
Especially the Southwest and South Wales as well.
Yeah, this should not be. This should be reducing the amount of cars on the road. And that should... They're talking about trying to make it like pushing for like electric cars, electric this. Get less people fucking on the roads. If there's less people, the cars are going to pollute less. We know this. This is a fact. We absolutely, unequivocally know this because COVID proved it.
Yeah.
It was a great little test, wasn't it?
Well, if you remember, towards the end of the lockdown, there was a lot of photos online and stuff of places that are usually covered in smog, and it's completely clear.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? But I tell you what, I've also noticed.
Interesting. Go on.
The HGV industry is doing more about going electric and whatnot than what the car industry is.
Yes,
because you don't see any car companies saying use this electric car for this, and this, but all the HGV companies are doing it. Tesco's are doing it, and I do an awful lot of work for Tesco.
I think there's always a selfish reason for everything. All right, these companies that you're talking about that are trying to
money,
go
isn't it?
Eco, it's just like, how much can we save? You know what I mean? As in, like, I doubt any companies out there actually spending more money. You know, that's going to hurt their profits because obviously the account holders or whatever, the stockbrokers or whatever, the people who own half the company, what am I trying? Those people who make money from other big companies, whatever. Shareholders, they wouldn't be happy with that. You know, they're all about they don't. Yeah, but anyway, obviously we're having this conversation is happened a million times right now in other people's.
Yeah.
You know, it's just trying to solve the problems by just talking about it with I don't know. It's a shame. It is a shame. You got a lot of climate.
We could go and protest on the roads, like wear some orange stuff.
Absolutely, that makes sense.
Say just
Does
stop
that happen?
oil.
Stop oil. God damn it. You know, I was I googled it one time on I wouldn't go I googled it one time on TikTok. The protesting. Right. And of course a bunch of them came up, but it was very satisfying when they got hurt. When they where they super glued their hand to concrete and all of a sudden now the concrete is stuck to their hand, and it was just because they annoyed the crap out of me. Yes, they had a good reason, but I don't know, the look of them.
They're protesting in the wrong place to the wrong people.
But it's getting, here's the thing.
It's not just that,
getting attention.
Everything's wrong.
It's getting attention.
Yes,
the fact that we're talking about it right now means they won.
Yes, but they're saying just stop oil. That's fucking great. Except that's not right. You have to give that. Right. Have you ever been to?
You'll get there eventually, Tom.
Have you ever been to your boss and you? I find this. You'll go to your boss and say, "Oh, this truck's got a problem with it, or there's this problem here," and you just leave it at that, and you kind of like. You don't really ever get a good response. Whereas if you go to your boss and you say, this is broken, but I can do this, this, and this," and your boss always goes, "Yes, do that." There's different ways of going about things rather than just saying, "Oh, yeah." It's like essentially
Don't just go with the problem, go with the solution as well.
This is if we were to bring this around to a trucking thing. Do you know that guy at the company that you've worked for that? Whenever something goes wrong, he flaps his arm and goes, "Oh, this is fucking shit. This fucking company never fucking does anything right," rather than actually going, "Well, this isn't great. Could we do this instead?"
Yeah.
Just Stop Oil is the national version of that guy flapping his arms around the yard and screaming about it. That's basically what they are. And no one likes that guy. No one's ever liked that guy. People have tried to humour that person, but then no one's ever liked them. And the person who gets the stuff done is the person who goes up to the boss and goes, "That truck over there, you know the brakes aren't working on it. Could we go into it? Can I take it down to the mechanics now? I'll just go and get them fixed. It'll take like an hour or two." That guy is the one that gets stuff fixed.
Mm.
Is that you, Tom?
Moral of the story is fix your
Are you
brakes.
that guy?
I don't know. I think I'm the last guy. I like to bring solutions because otherwise no one fucking listens to problems. They want to hear like, "Oh, this is broken, but we can do this, or this is the solution around it." That's the person that people like. I think. God, I hope. Oh my God. Have I derailed this?
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm gonna bring up a topic. All right. Now this is. I was talking to Nessa about this before we started, and it was. So I was having a drink with a mate of mine, and he was very confused why people believe certain stuff that they hear on the internet. Remember Alex Jones, where he would convince people that there was just a kindergarten shooting was a fake.
What the fuck has happened to Alex? I've not heard about him for ages.
Well, yeah, he's off the radar now because he got convicted and all that kind of thing. But you got other people too. You get your Fox News. You get your, basically wherever you get whatever is ridiculous. Like most of us, like I feel like most of us, they realize that like, oh yeah, who the hell would believe that? All right. Now my buddy, he's very smart. Like he's like autistically smart kind of thing. You know what I mean? He gets confused sometimes why people act the way they do. Why would someone do that? You're just going to get hurt. Or like, why would you snowboard and do it, and do this? Or why would you, jump off onto a table on top of somebody kind of thing? You know what I mean? Like he doesn't understand why people do stupid stuff. And I'm always able to answer it because, well, it's fun. It doesn't seem fun. I don't know. It's hilarious. Whatever it is, but he was asking like, well, who would believe about, like Alex Jones and that kind of stuff? Well, people who respect him. Let's take you, for example. All right. So I said to him, like, I really respect you. You've actually guided me a lot in a lot of stuff. All right. And if you tell me something, I'm going to listen. And a lot of times you'll make me feel stupid for believing another way. So now I'm actually going to be listening to you a lot more, and I'm going to believe everyone else is wrong and I'm right. And now I know more than them, So it just takes somebody that you respect to tell you something. And you'll ignore everyone else around you, regardless of what they say, So it was just more. Again, this is it comes for everything, really. Like a lot of people respect Trump, and they'll believe whatever he says. A lot of people, whatever political or whatever radio show, even us, we could convince people. We have a loyal fan base. We could make up shit. And a few people would actually believe us. So we have to come up with something really ridiculous, all right, just so our fan base will actually believe and they'll maybe spread the word. So Tom, what should we what ridiculous thing can we come up with?
I'll be honest with you, I was trying to think of a joke. I was going to say something about like the Earth isn't a ball.
It's triangle.
It's like, well, no, I was going to say because the joke I was trying to come up with was about like it having mountains and shit like that. But I don't know. So it's not completely round, but it definitely isn't flat because like there's a mountain over there, so it 100% isn't flat.
Oh yeah, that's right. All you have to do, any hill would answer that question, that it's not flat.
So my missus had me convinced that she believed she's a fucker. She is. She's an absolute.
Well, there you go.
fucker.
That just shows
Did
that
you
you
believe
respect
her?
her a
She
lot.
said she told me, she's like, oh, the moon landing is fake. And she said, like, she'd been to, because she'd been to the Space Kennedy Center, or whatever it is, the Kennedy Space Center, and she'd seen like one of the boots, and like she was like, oh, that's not the footprints that it had, but she knew, like, it was because they had like multiple pairs of boots, and they had boots over the boots. And she had me convinced. I was sending her stuff like proving about it, and she was just winding me up. Honestly,
that's great.
That's but isn't it funny though?
How believed it.
Much we can believe stuff.
That's brilliant,
trees,
Tom.
Trees. So whenever, like, the first time the Wi-Fi wasn't working, she goes, "Well, it's the trees, isn't it?" It's like, you what? She goes, "Well, the trees, they interrupt the Wi-Fi signal." I said, "You dickhead, they're outside." She goes, "No, but the trees, they interrupt the Wi-Fi signal if the wind's
talking to you like you're dumb." Yeah,
right. She does this, and honestly, again, fully fucking believe that. That's what she believed. I genuinely thought she believed that, and it wasn't until like a while, and I mean months later, that she eventually said, "Like, yeah, I don't actually believe that."
Meanwhile, you've passed that knowledge on to so many other people.
But yeah,
that's
she's
brilliant.
A gaslighter. Thanks, Dan.
Oh god.
Hashtag breathing.
What was it? I had something there as well. Another example of I believe something. I can't fucking think of it right now because I was being polite and I didn't interrupt.
We should have interrupted. We shouldn't
Just
have.
interrupt or write it down.
Nessa, you must have one.
Not off the top of my head.
Wow.
What have you? Oh, well, of course. What was it? What are the ridiculous stuff that people believe? Like, I know in England, especially, you guys believe that you're better than America. You know, like, I'm kidding, guys.
No.
Kidding. No. Was it 5G causes cancer?
The 5G causes everything.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
I kind of just going to say that in England we do not think we're better than America. The thing is about the British is we're shit.
No,
and we know we are.
We know we're shit. And you know what? We're fucking proud of it as well.
But we rock
we're
it.
shit. And we absolutely rock it. We know we're not the best, but you know what? We will fucking try hard. We will absolutely go in with 110%, and if it fails, then it's gonna be fucking hilarious. That's it. That is the British mentality, and
I prefer that mentality than the American mentality.
I've thought of one.
Everybody thinks well, I wouldn't say everybody. A lot of Americans think like they're the best country in the world, and like, you know, of course, you know that famous the very first scene from what's that movie? What's that show?
I can't remember what it is, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, you got Jeff Daniels. Anyway, he's the lead Anchorman. Newsroom. Thank you very much. God, my ball and chain is always ready there to answer.
She's on it this evening.
I'm literally. I look down at the chat, just waiting for it. That's basically what I'm doing.
She's always there with it.
And a lot of people actually who didn't realize that was an actual show. Sometimes, you know, where it was just some really great, interesting facts how America is not the greatest country in the world. You know, but God, are you seriously the amount of American flags that they have over here, this is waving. Definitely, I don't think England supports their their Union Jack as much as the Americans support the Stars and Stripes over here. Like,
we
they
do,
really
but I
do
think
love
we kind of do it ironically.
just in a pub.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like. It's when you like garden parties and shit like that. That's when you get the Union Jacks out. It's just basically the Union Jack comes out whenever alcohol's involved.
Isn't that every night for any reason?
There is a correlation between alcohol consumption and the amount of Union Jacks. So, like, if you had a graph and had the line going up with alcohol consumption, there should be a correlation between that and Union Jacks. That's the way it works. Nessa, I believe you had you had an idea.
I thought of one, yeah, and it's me actually that believed something stupid. Do you remember when I left John Raymond Transport and I went to UniServe to work? Well,
yeah,
that was the first time I'd driven a new vehicle. So I was asking people for advice and stuff on what was where, what does this button do, what does that button do. I was in the group chat at the time. I was talking to Trucker Jay because he had the same Volvo I was going to be driving. And he said, if you look at the keys, the fob, there's a button on there that you press and it looks like a speaker. He said, it's not a speaker. He said, it sets your truck up for you. It turns the heaters on, it demists the windows, it puts the windows right and all this stuff. He said, all you got to do is hold the button down. I fucking believed him. So I pressed this fucking button and the horn went off. And I couldn't knock it off. Oh, I couldn't knock it. It was up 2:30 in the morning and I was in the fucking services.
That's so.
So you can imagine all the truck
great.
drivers that I woke up.
That's more of a prank than anything.
That's fucking
but
great.
I believed him. And I chose that particular time to think, oh yeah, he told me about that button. Let's try it. And he said to me in the group chat, he said, did you try that button? I says, no, Jay, I'm not that fucking stupid. I Googled it. I didn't. I tried it. And now he's going to know. So, yeah, little things like that. But he said it with such, like, enthusiasm. And like, I know this because I've experienced it. I've done it. And I fucking believed him. So
I've got in my new truck. I say my new truck, but it's an 09 plate, and I've been driving it for a couple of weeks now. And my boss was saying about like checking the oil or something like that. So when was the last time you checked your oil? I'm like, I haven't. And he goes, well, you need to do it every morning. And he says, have you checked the dipstick? I'm like, oh shit. It has a dipstick.
Yeah, the old type.
Do
it's
it
not
automatically.
On the screen. Yeah,
I've not checked oil in a single truck. Every single one of them has been new enough that it does it automatically. Not done it.
I've never been in a truck that didn't have a dipstick.
I've not been in a one that had one.
Oh wow! All the older ones, yeah.
Yeah. On that Scania, the 09 plate, Neil, it has 1.4 million kilometers.
Jesus.
And what year is it?
It's 2009.
2009. I was in a 66 plate Merc last night and it had 1.8 million on it.
We'll say so. It's an 09, but I tell you what, the only thing that it ever brings up is occasionally brings an ABS warning, and I think that's just because the connector needs replacing because it's very, very intermittent. It just kind of comes on, and it's usually with bumps. It'll come on for a short while. That's the only thing. That truck runs. There's a bit of some damage to the floor,
and that's
it. Yeah, it is. Honestly,
is that the hole where you put your legs through so you can run?
That's exactly one. Yeah. That's exactly one. Thanks for that, David. Well played, sir. So, and the crane on it's fucking great. I like my Hayab. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, conspiracies. I'm trying to think. The only one, I tell you what, the only one that concerns me now.
Sorry, 9/11. I'm going to interrupt you. So you told me to interrupt you when I can think of it. When the Pentagon got attacked, there was all the footage that they have of it doesn't show an airplane hitting it. It shows a missile, and like they went frame by frame, and I was like, oh, this has got to be fake, but I kept looking through the internet. And like for an actual airplane, like surely there's cameras. It's the Pentagon, for crying out loud. There's cameras outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but cameras were shit back then.
Yeah, it's security cameras.
2001.
But I don't know. I feel like, but it just, they say it was an airplane. All right, fine, it's an airplane. Fuck it. But where is the proof?
Yeah.
It didn't. Like seriously, I literally there is a cylindrical. I can say it in my head. A cylinder.
Do it.
Type objects went into the side of the building, and then like, okay, fine, but that doesn't look like an airplane. You said it was an airplane, But so I'll still believe what everyone tells me. The majority of the people in the world, so that's fine, right? But I still would like to have seen an actual picture of an airplane flying into the Pentagon instead of the what looks like that. But again, which would easily convince anybody with a low IQ are to believe that yes, 9/11 was a conspiracy and it was they attacked themselves just so they could get into the oil fields or whatever it is in Afghanistan or whatever the fucking reason of what they were. But yeah, There you go.
Mm.
The only one that concerns me are the Sigma ones.
Sigma
male. I find I get offered this up to me. There's a few guys. I'm trying to think what one of them is. There's what's that guy that's in Romania that got Andrew Tate?
Andrew Tate. Yeah.
Let me just Google this seconds because what is?
I had you guys convinced that I like him. I had you. You were like, wait a second. Wait, is this the bit?
Oh my god! So it's like this. It's a term used in masculine subculture for a popular, successful, but highly independent and reliant man. Basically, it's like a lone wolf, and like you see a lot of these guys. Fuck me, and they're just like some of the advice that they give out to people about like how to get a woman, and like you need to treat your woman a certain way. You must be ordering for her a meal. I don't know what she fucking wants. How do I know what she wants for fucking tea?
Well, she doesn't know what she wants either. She's a woman. All right, so you gotta let her know what she wants and what's good for her, because she doesn't know.
David, when I go to the fucking restaurant, I can better decide what I want. I'm not deciding for some other fucker.
Well, it doesn't matter what you order for her. All right, you're not the one eating it.
It takes me 10 minutes to work out what I want to fucking eat, and usually at the end of it, it's the all day breakfast. I sit there for 10 minutes and I either pick fish and chips or the all day breakfast. So let's be honest here, yeah. Do I have the right to sit there and tell someone else what they should eat, whereas I'm that indecisive that I can't fucking pick something?
Are you paying for it?
Sat there. No, I'm sat there looking through the tikka masala. I'm not going to want a tikka masala at a fucking pub. It's got to be the fish and chips, or it's got to be the all-day breakfast. That's what it's going to be. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind trying the tikka masala.
I feel like this was the wrong rant to have during this.
Well, I hear you. There was these guys who I'm sure were very pro Andrew Tate, and they go around to a bunch of girls and they'd give they would read out this blah blah blah. It would be certain ways, like I hold open the door for a woman. I pay for a woman's meal. I do. But they never actually said who it was. All right. Now, do you agree with everything this person say? Oh, by the way, and then they were like, oh yeah, everything, 100%. You know, and I'm like, oh, by the way, that was Andrew Tate. Oh no, and then they were, it's just he has he says a lot of good stuff that where people would hitch onto or whatever, right? Even though the majority of it is just very I can say it in my head. Those fucking big words. I can say it in my head, but I can't say it out loud when I try to spit it out.
Break it down into
yeah, there we
sections.
go. Misogyny. My wife knows. My wife knows. She can read misogyny.
She's on it.
Yeah. She's.
I don't know this, but it's not just that. But it's also like, I was watching this one video, and it was basically like 10 signs that it was a review on like a commentary video on another video, and it was like 10 signs that you're a Sigma male. I'm listening to it, I'm like, yeah, I've got all of that. Am I a Sigma male? I don't think I am though. But like it's these people that are trying to be something that they're not, and like you see a lot of them, like it's like little things like where like I don't know, like where you've got to be a manly man, like you can't like cry, or you can't like hug another man, or you can't do this. Why the fuck not?
Yeah, why not?
If I want to have a bit of a cry at fucking listen, what's that? I feel like we've talked about this point. What's that fucking film with it's made me cry like I've seen it twice.
Click.
Both. No. Have we talked about this in the podcast?
The Notebook.
The Notebook. Did we talk about this in the podcast?
Yeah, we have. It's recent enough.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Usually we have Chloe to read a transcript in her head because her memory is just ridiculous.
Well, why the fuck shouldn't I? At the day, I can feel whatever emotions I want to. I feel secure in myself. All right, if I want to hug her,
you're one of those guys. Oh, I understand. You're just trying to change. You're trying to change the way the men think now, yeah? Why can't you just leave men be men? All right.
Why can't you just let the thing is with these? Why can't you just let me be me? I'll be whoever the fuck I want to be. I don't give a fuck. I like what I like. I don't like what I don't like.
No, I hear you.
There's no wanker on the internet that's going to tell me, oh, you should be this way. You shouldn't watch this. You should do this. No, I'm going to. You know what? If I want to sit in my boxes
I'll do me, innit?
And watch Star Trek while eating half a block of cheese and then watching the notebook afterwards and then crying a bit, if I want to fucking do that, I will do that. No, some bold wanker's going to tell me otherwise.
Wait.
And David rubs his head.
Sorry. No offense. Also, guess what I did today?
No, I hear you.
I think you've got a hell of a point there, to be honest. Yeah, too many Karens.
Would that be a
not
Karen?
enough cheese.
Well, it can be.
No, it'd be a Ken.
Well, Ken
Well,
and
whatever.
Karen.
Yeah, whatever. Like, would that be a Karen situation? God, I get a lot of those videos on my feed.
Oh, constantly.
I know it's
all
fucking
the
annoying,
time.
isn't it?
There's nothing worse
All
when
the time.
sometimes they'll actually get it to where they kind of half win.
We've
It
had
does worry me with my sons if they're going to watch them sort of videos.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking
But
that's
off
the
of it, you
appropriate way
can't
to
even
be.
protect them from it anymore unless you're sat right next to them.
The thing is with them is it's like you said before, David. A lot of what these guys say makes sense. That there is a logic to it. Unfortunately, very dumb people can sometimes sound very, very smart. There's one in particular, I can't look what he always wears a suit. He speaks so very well and he says things in such a way. He has some really valid points.
Ben Shapiro.
But actually, he's another one where he looks and he sounds very smart. And I think he has some good points, but he is also a massive wanker. So
yeah, there's no. You can be a wanker. There's nothing wrong with being a wanker. It's as long as you're not.
I know.
Affecting and not as long as you're not hurting anybody, you can be a wanker. All right, wankers have. There should be wankers in the world. If there was no wankers in the world, there'd be something else.
It'd be
replacing
boring.
them. Yeah,
Who would we argue with?
Yeah. Yeah, wankers are people too. All right, wankers' lives matter.
Yeah. And you know what? I think on that note, thank you so much for listening. Maybe if you haven't listened, then you might be a wanker. But yeah, we'll see you next time. Question mark? Maybe if we're not cancelled. Bye bye.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.